Welcome to the final day of April. It is April 30th of 2025. With the icon Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. And to my immediate left is the ever-relaxing, look at he needs new shoes. His soles are wearing out. The one and only Aaron Glandon, a.k.a. Mr. Hand 2. So if Grandma's watching today, send him a certificate so he can get new shoes.
Just as long as his soul never wears out.
Precisely. Are you concerned about that? We just got a shake of the head.
A shake of the head.
Yeah, that's good. Good to know that he's on a solid foundation with his feet propped up.
I've seen that posture 3 times, and it was not pretty. As he was flying backward, crashing to the ground, yeah.
That's right. Forgot about that. But he's in a nice, sturdy chair here today. That, well, the wheels are off the floor right now.
If those wheels are off the floor, that's not good. OSHA, call OSHA. No. Safety and hazard in the workplace. Yeah.
No, that'll get us in trouble. Call HR. All right. Welcome to the program. Here we try to share beneficial news that you can use and good stuff going on in our community. So sit close for all of that. Let's look at the forecast. It wasn't real nice last night. A lot of storms rolling through. We had 3/4 of an inch when our graph said that we might have only 1/4 inch.
Mm-hmm. You were hearing us even talking about rain each day, but the showers that we had forecast for today occurred at 1 a.m. this morning. We're not talking about any more rain today. So that's always kind of misleading when you look at that extended forecast. It's in the overnight, and we should have some predominantly sunny skies throughout the rest of this day, but rain comes back into the picture and a chance of rain each day through Sunday. 70s will be our daytime high through Friday, then 64, 65 or so on Saturday and Sunday.
Okay. Sunday. We've got a lot of things coming up. We have a yellow day tomorrow. Let's see.
I thought that was Friday. Tomorrow's Thursday.
Oh.
You see what I said, my man, earlier? It's like Thursday today all day.
I think you planted the seed in my brain. Mike was saying earlier, it feels like Thursday. And Friday, we'll have Yellow Day, so we'll be celebrating that. Then Kid Palooza coming your way on Sunday. A lot of stuff for kids. We'll be talking about that on a special edition of Litter Media Live for you coming up tomorrow here, which will be Thursday.
Yes.
And it'll be the 1st of May. And tomorrow's the National Day of Prayer, so don't forget about that. All right, news on the way next. But first, let's talk about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. For nearly 50 years, they've been taking care of these conditions in your home so that you can be comfortable, not only in your home, but also in your business. You want to find out more details? Click on this ad anywhere you see it at littermedia.com, and it takes you right to their website, AccurateHVAC.com.
Dixie Chopper. Speed when you need it.
Visit your local Dixie Chopper dealer today or visit DixieChopper.com.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
If you have chiropractic needs, you want to make sure you check in with Haynes Total Healthcare Center. Not only that, but they can take care of the physical therapy needs and nutritional needs too. You want to find out more? Simply log on to our website, littermedia.com, and click on this ad anywhere you see it, and it takes you to HaynesHealth.com. In the meantime, while you're on our website, you'll be able to follow some of the stories that we're sharing with you today, and you want to follow us on our social media. Ooh, there's that See the tick down in the lower left-hand corner? That's in the news today. Where are we starting, though? We say goodbye?
Saying goodbye. Earlier this morning, we had a special edition of Litter Media Live with Ohio University Chillicothe's outgoing dean, Roberta Milliken, who's retiring later this summer.
So my husband and I feel like Chillicothe is home for us in a certain respect. We do have family that are in northern Ohio. So the only thing that I know for sure is that I'm not going to do anything quickly. So we're just going to, I think, rest, a little bit of rest, some good book reading for a little while. And then I'm sure I'll continue some of the great efforts that I've been a part of thus far in the community. So
you thought about writing?
Yes, writing is thank you. Yes, definitely.
Well, my brother
writing,
is a retired college professor, and I know that's a thing that happens, yeah.
I do have some writing projects that have been waiting, so I'd like to dust those off and see if I can get back to that.
Yeah. Roberta said that she and her husband are talking about a little R&R, maybe some travel, but she said some writing might be in her future as a retired educator.
Very nice.
Congratulations, Roberta.
When we received word about the paper plant closing down, our friends at Tecumseh had reached out, and they said, we want to make sure that we have weekend tickets for the opening weekend for Ross County residents. Well, this is the last call for those free opening weekend tickets. The code PAPER expires at 12:01 a.m. later this evening, early tomorrow morning. Pixel employees may still get free tickets in person at the box office with proof of employment at the mill beginning on June 11th.
Ross County's Steve Gray, ODNR Assistant Director, has been inducted into the Ohio State University School of Environment and Natural Resources Honorary 100, which includes individuals who lent their support during the formative years of the School of Natural Resources, which added environment to its name back in 2005. The school's Alumni Association annually inducts new members, recognizing outstanding Ohioans who have demonstrated an interest in what is the acronym SENR and its mission.
Thank you to Bruce Hines for letting us know about this. Bruce is pastoring a church now where Steve goes to church. And Steve, in his little recap on what they were sharing on Instagram yesterday, talked about how he grew up in Tar Hollow, where his dad was keeping an eye on Tar Hollow State Park. Well, the deadline to register for Pickaway Park District's Nature Navigators Day Camp has been extended until Monday. You can go to pickawayswcd.org/summer and summer camps, that is. Incoming 7th or 8th grade student campers go on nature hikes, learn to identify trees by using their bark and leaves, also learn how to navigate using a compass and a map, and will create their own tree ID book, amongst other things. Sounds like something I need to do. You know, we've lived out in the woods for 30 plus years, and there's still trees I can't really identify. And I'm like, I wonder what tree this is.
Yes.
But I'm no longer 7th and 8th grade eligible. My eligibility is expired.
You could maybe go on the grandfather clause or something
there
like
we go.
that. Yeah.
That's a possibility. Yeah.
The month of May, which begins tomorrow, is Lyme Disease Awareness Month. It's a time to learn how to protect yourself and your loved ones from tick bites. Lyme disease is a bacterial infection spread through the bite of infected black-leg ticks, often called deer ticks. Some of the early symptoms might be joint pain, nerve problems, and memory or concentration difficulties. Read that website story that we have posted at littermedia.com for full details on how to prevent tick bites and what to do if you get one.
There's already been a run-in at the Ramey Ranch. One of our outdoor cats had a tick on him. Missy was taking that off, and Dan Jr.'s had a run-in or two with the ticks already.
Yeah. For those that are out in the yard.
Yes.
Or woods or wherever you're going. Our road report, this is taking place today in the city of Chillicothe. In fact, it started this morning and just a little after 8. Chillicothe's Western Avenue is closed today from Water Street to Main Street. all travel lanes are shut down as crews work to replace damaged traffic signals at the intersection of Western Avenue and Main Street. Motorists are advised to use alternate routes while work occurs. They didn't say anything about extending this beyond today. So today for certain, probably through the early to late afternoon hours.
Keep in mind, there will also probably be a closure of right in front of the Ross County Courthouse tomorrow for the National Day of Prayer, as well as on Friday for all of the Yellow Day activities that will be taking place throughout downtown. They're expecting close to 800 kids, school kids, and so there'll be a lot of yellow all across the downtown area. Also, the National Day of Prayer information we shared with you yesterday, or last week, I should say. It begins tonight. The student-led prayer event that will take place in the student parking lot at Chillicothe High School this evening. That starts at 6:30. And then tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m., I was thinking of going, but I don't know if I want to get up that early. We used to be bright and chipper at 6:30 in the morning, but that's a long time ago.
I thought it was bright and easy.
Well, according to the logo on the old WBEX van, it was bright and easy, wasn't it? We'll let you decide who was bright and who was easy. There was a story that your mom said, though, right?
It involved the late Tom Beard.
It did.
And he had the line of all lines, yeah.
You want to share that?
We'll let it go at that. Yeah.
Okay. Sports on the way in just a moment. Get ready for that. But first, we want to tell you about Scioto Valley Dumpsters. 740-253-8389 is the number to call if you have need for a dumpster at your business or your residence. And in some instances, they'll even do cleanup work for you, too. You can do it on your own, though, and put it in a dumpster, and they'll come haul it away. 740-253-8389.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our Kingston National Bank mobility app today.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
Time now for sports, and we begin with
the Litter Media scoreboard, which you can check every evening. And we start out with boys tennis. Chillicothe in an FAC matchup improved their record 3-2, and they now will be playing unbeaten Jackson. Rush Limbaugh comes back, which could come down to being the league championship. So go Cavs.
Congratulations to Benjamin Yandela, by the way. He is part of that first doubles team there with Malachi Upshaw, but Benjamin was the prom king over the weekend.
Wow.
So congratulations.
Also last night in boys volleyball, Chillicothe swept Unioto, and Ross Christian beat Grove City Red in straight sets. And you can see off to the side, Chillicothe is now 7-0 in their league. And Ross Christian is one match back, and they face off coming up here. And that, too, will probably come down for the league championship. In other sports around the area last night, rain took care of a lot of the games, but remarkably, some did get played. SVC baseball, Unioto beat Paint Valley to stay unbeaten. Southeastern over Piketon. Non-conference, Huntington. Yeah, that's baseball, not softball. They pounded River Valley 20-4. Eastern Megs and Waterford TVC winners. And over in softball, Piketon, who got upset the night before, had another close call last night, but the Lady Red Streaks pulled it out over Southeastern 5-4. Eastern Meigs, Rock Hill were winners in non-conference going across the river, so to speak. Wheatersburg over Ashland, Kentucky, and Wayne, West Virginia beat South Point.
Reds were washed out yesterday, like everything else in the evening, but they'll be playing a split doubleheader. They'll play at noon today, and then the regularly scheduled game later, right after that. So if you have Reds tickets, you're in the know now. And also, the Guardians were 2-1 winners over the Minnesota Twins. They opened up that American League Central battle last evening, 2-1.
It was late when this one was wrapped up. I think I tuned in just before 11 o'clock, and they were only in the third inning.
I'm guessing they had some storms go through as well.
A delay.
Rain delay. And the Pacers eliminated the Bucks 119-118 in overtime last night. So the Pacers will face the Cleveland Cavaliers, who will be well rested. Mm-hmm. And if you remember, didn't the Pacers beat the Cavs the last two of the last three regular season games? But the Cavaliers were resting their talent at that time as well.
Exactly.
All right. On the way, this date in history, we have dialed up the Litter Media Wayback Machine for
1803. Not Ohio statehood, but something else big that happened that year.
Details coming up.
I want to remind you that Litter Quality Propane has online propane monitoring and reporting. Know your home's consumption and gas remaining in the tank. Find out more at litterpropane.com.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
The spring sales event at Hometown Motors Incorporated, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe continues, but don't expect it to go on forever. Get in while supplies last. You'll find brand new zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99. Brand new riding tractors starting at $1699.99. Starting at $399.99 are walk-behinds and also chainsaws, brand new, $279.99. New trimmers starting at $229.99, and new blowers starting at $199.99. Hurry in to get the best selection at these prices. They won't last long. Hometown Motors is your store for the outdoors. Time for this date in history.
Going way back to 1803. If you were studying your history, you would know all about representatives of the United States and France complete negotiations for what becomes known as the Louisiana Purchase, a massive land sale that doubles the size of the young American Republic.
Wait, I thought you were going to have Aaron tell us all about this.
Well, he he declined.
He knew all about the Louisiana Purchase.
Lewis and Clark.
They're not mentioned in this.
Well, they were a part of it.
Okay. What was known as Louisiana Territory comprised most of modern-day U.S. between the Mississippi and Rocky Mountains, with the exceptions of Texas, parts of New Mexico, and other pockets of land already controlled by the United States. A formal treaty for the Louisiana Purchase, antedated to April 30th, was signed 2 days later. So that was kind of like a addendum, so to speak. But the Louisiana Purchase, agreeing with those French on this date in 18, and Napoleon was in charge over there at that time.
And that great comedy duo, Lewis and Clark.
Lewis and Clark. I can't remember what.
Comedy by canoe.
It was almost like when we bought Alaska, the amount of money we spent to get this it was a steal. It really was.
Seward's Folly?
That was Alaska.
Yeah.
1867, I believe.
Where were you? I saw a hand gesture.
He thinks he has a purchase on the Louisiana Purchase, a purchase price, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And the cost was
$18 million.
$15 million.
That's about what it cost to buy Alaska.
Yeah.
So was Donald Trump wheeling and dealing even back then?
I don't know, but I'm sure if he'd known that there was much petroleum up in that area, he'd be saying drill, baby, drill.
Now I'm going to look at the inflation calendar.
Now, they have a lot of oil down in Louisiana, too, especially off the coast in the Gulf of America now.
Right.
Yeah. Aaron's he's trying to figure out what it would have cost to buy Louisiana if it were in today's dollar.
I was seeing a report, I can't remember if it was CBS or whoever it was, did a feature on this fishing tour boat that is in the Gulf of America, that the business is called Gulf of America. And that was before Trump made the pledge of calling it the Gulf of America, and their business has boomed.
Yeah, how about that?
The inflation calculator does not go back to 1803. So I don't know.
So everybody that's getting all up in arms about us wanting to buy Greenland, so what? I mean, we've done it how many times before? We bought Manhattan for like $24,000 in jewelry and stuff.
They were saying that the Greenland purchase was national security, but also the minerals that are there, the natural minerals. And if you like your electric vehicles, you need Greenland.
Cell phones, all those chips are made out of those lithium and all that jazz. So,
yeah.
Okay.
All right. We won't get into the politics of it all.
No.
Because this is beneficial news you can use, and the good stories, we like sharing those. All right, tomorrow morning we'll be visiting with Lindsay Sparks. She'll be talking about Kidpalooza. That'll be at 10 a.m. If you missed our conversation with Dr. Roberta Milliken, that is available now on our YouTube channel. Also on our YouTube channel, you'll find...
Did you see that?
I did. It looked like
a horse.
Kentucky racehorse. You want some more oats?
Yeah.
You like where you're getting brushed over there?
Neither of you guys said anything about my haircut today.
It's almost like the bobblehead guy in the back of your car that you used to have.
Was it Freddie Prinze Jr. who talked about that in one of his comedy bits? And they used to have these little dogs that would sit in the back, and the dog had a head that was connected to it, and it was loose, and it would just do some of this action whenever the car would move. And it seems like I remember in Chico and the Man, or maybe it was a stand-up comedy bit that Freddie Prinze did that. But at any rate, Dr. Roberta Milliken, you can find that on our YouTube channel, but also the promised video that I didn't get on my deadline is now up. It's the Western Steam Day, and the kids had a blast doing everything. And when I say kids, grades K through 12. And also, we talk about the West LA ecosystem. What's that? Find out by watching that video, as Brock Brewster explains. And we're even in that video.
Yes.
Because of West LA Media.
That's correct.
And the gals who are part of that were in with us from Western High School.
Traffic Light Sports says, Happy Tuesday. And
So
he's a
happy
little
Tuesday.
confused.
He's off too.
Yeah.
Everybody's off for this week on days.
Well, and our thoughts and prayers go out to his family. Paul Meredith, who is his grandfather, passed away. Paul, I worked for him in high school, and Mom and Dad used to own Ramey Sinclair. Paul Ramey, my dad's half-brother, purchased it, built a new facility across 316 and 104 there in Skunk Holler, and it was at that time Ramey's Exxon. He sold to Margie Happany from Circleville. That's when I started working at the station, and then Paul came in and bought it as well. He was our Nichols bread man, and he decided, I want to get out of the bread business. I'm going to start making bread, so to speak, by having this mom and pop grocery. And it was a great pleasure to work with him and his wife and Traffic Light Sports dad. He was like 12 years old, I think, or 11 years old when we started working there with them. So it was a great moment in my employment. I was actually a bear for the open house.
I don't think we want to go there.
I went through the Asheville 4th of July parade in a bear costume, and I have never lost so much weight so quickly. I think I went in weighing like 120, and I came out weighing 110 during 4th of July. Keep that in mind.
Nobody wanted to wear that costume after that.
Not at all, because I left part of my body in that bear costume. Hey, that's it for the program today. Thank you for watching. Back at it again tomorrow here with another edition of Litter Media Live.